Alright, so this one is pretty much on how to build up the form. So what you want to do is you want to get your line of force in there. First get that that skeletal figure, that gesture sketch in there of what you need to accomplish. And something like this, you can start building out like this, and then start building it up. Okay, and you can see, I can see I have issues already where like the elbow, the line of force for the elbow, so I can bring that in a little bit more, bring that down. Don't be afraid to get in there and scribble it out. This is just your rough sketch, your rough idea of what's going on. And then from there, you can start building up the form. And this is a really rough concept right off the bat, and especially working digital, you're just getting that idea of that pose in there. Um, and I might find some things that are a little bit off, but it's just a matter of going in there and roughly sketching this in. Okay. So once you get into about a minute in your pose, you should have this rough idea of where your sketch is going. The feet should be in there. You should have a good pose of your figure. Okay, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be filled out or formed out. It just needs to have that general rough idea of what is going on in there. And then from that point, what you can do is go with a larger brush. And I'm just going to go in my brush settings here and make sure my transfer for pen pressure is on. And that works fine. I'm going to do that. So then from there, you start building in your shapes and shadows. You can build in the lights, build in the darks, and it doesn't matter if it's pretty right off the bat, because this is all going to be built up, and you're going to get this large painting form in there. And you want to get the lights, the darks, and get all that shadow information in there. And this is roughly about 3 minutes into the pose. I think a few minutes less. So just add the hair in there. And this is just the rough gesture. And this is the stuff that you want to practice. That rough, get that rough color comp in there, or the value comp in there. And it's something simple. You can start building in your form. Building up. Don't be afraid if it's all gray, because you're actually just building up that rough figure. And something like that's going to give you more value, more form. And you can adjust the parts. And then as you start building up, I'm going with the white, so now I'm going to just build up the white a little bit more. And just kind of build in those features. And as you notice, I'm not really worried about, I'm worried about the general overall proportions. I'm worried about the overall feel of the piece. I'm not worried about the details, but you should still start getting in little bits and pieces, you know, of the muscles, the elbows, landmarks that are popping out. And this is almost a better form than the line sketching that you're doing, because the line sketching looks a lot like scribbles, and it's not going to give you that form or that rough feeling of what your figure is. Something as simple as this it's only a thumbnail comp, or it's only, you know, your rough drawing, but it's got this good line of movement. It's got a good feeling to it. You know, I've got this good center of balance. You know, the pose feels solid. I mean, if I put a little bit of shadow under here, you know, the pose feels like it comes back up. You know, that type of thing is a much better reaction to what you're looking for, than I think that scribble method that you're doing. All right, so I hope that helps.